Access your free language gifts right now before they expire. First, the Talking Online PDF cheat sheet. Learn the must-know internet slang and all the internet-related vocab and phrases in your target language with this PDF cheat sheet. Second, can you talk about video games in your target language? You'll learn how to say RPG, settings, lag, and much more. Third, how to learn from home, learning strategies. Want to learn the language from the comfort of your home? This 1-minute lesson gives you all the best tactics for learning languages. Fourth, 45 must-know gym words such as cardio, bench press, deadlifts, leg day, and other words that you can't skip or miss. You'll master all the must-know gym words with this next vocabulary lesson. Fifth, how to order food in your target language. This next 1-minute lesson will teach you the 20 most common phrases and questions you'll need at a restaurant. And sixth, free language learning audiobooks for anyone who's watched this far. If you visit the link below, we'll send you over to our library of language learning audiobooks, which you can get for free. Save them to your device and listen and learn. They're yours to keep forever. To get your gifts and language learning resources, click the link in the description below. Download them right now before they expire.
Hi guys, it's Linh. Welcome back to VietnamesePod101.com, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Vietnamese. In today's video, I'm going to introduce you the top 10 universities in Vietnam. These universities are not only the biggest, but also they provide with a lot of qualified and certified courses and programs. So let's find out what they are, and if you want to attend in one of them, why not? Because nowadays there have been a lot of foreigners attending some Vietnamese universities in order to learn Vietnamese, or public relations, or communications, or technologies. Now, let's get started. Đại học Quốc gia Hà Nội, or Vietnam National University Hanoi, or VNU, is one of two national university systems in Vietnam. This university plays an important role in the education system of Vietnam. Đại học Quốc gia Hà Nội is a high-quality, multidisciplinary scientific research, knowledge and technology transfer center on a regional level, gradually reaching the international level and meet the development requirements of the country in line with the development trend of advanced higher education. Up to now, Đại học Quốc gia Hà Nội has had 8 member universities, trường đại học thành viên, 7 member scientific research institutes, viện nghiên cứu khoa học thành viên, 4 affiliated faculties, khoa trực thuộc, 2 training centers, trung tâm đào tạo, and 13 service units, đơn vị phục vụ. This is the university that I attended, and it's a little bit far from the center. It's in Thanh Xuân district. The second one, let's talk about Đại học Tôn Đức Thắng. Tôn Đức Thắng University is a research university in Vietnam, and it belongs to the Vietnam General Confederation of Labor, Tổng Liên đoàn Lao động Việt Nam. The school currently has a total of 4 campuses in Ho Chi Minh City, Nha Trang, Bảo Lộc, and Cà Mau. In August 2020, Tôn Đức Thắng University was ranked 701 to 800 in the university rankings of Shanghai Jiao Tong University. Currently, Tôn Đức Thắng University is still the only representative of Vietnamese universities in this ranking. Beside the general ranking, many disciplines of Tôn Đức Thắng University are ranked highly in the world. For example, in 2019, the engineering group, nhóm ngành kỹ thuật of Đại học Tôn Đức Thắng was ranked 395 in the world by the US magazine specializing in education. Now, let's talk about trường Đại học Duy Tân. Duy Tân University is the first private university in central Vietnam. Established in 1994, the university is presented in several university rankings such as QS rankings, CWUR, URAP Natural Index or Shanghai Ranking Consultancy. The university has provided the society with over 60,000 doctorates, masters, engineers, architects, and pharmacists. The average rate of graduates having a job in 6 months in the period of 2015 and 2020 is 95%. A lot of Vietnamese students can't find a job after graduating, so this is like a very potential rate of a university in Vietnam. Now, let's talk about Đại học Bách khoa Hồ Chí Minh. Ho Chi Minh City University of Technology is a major technical university in Vietnam. This is also a member of the National University System, and it is classified as a key national university in Vietnam. In 2017, the university achieved the AUNQA standard as set by the Southeast Asian University Network. We say mạng lưới các trường đại học Đông Nam Á. This is also the first member university of the Vietnam National University, Ho Chi Minh City, and the second in the country to be assessed outside of AUNQA standards. In addition, the school is also the unit with the largest number of programs meeting international standards, with, let's say, 29 international standard programs such as ABET or CTI or FIBAA, etc. Now, let's talk about Trường Đại học Công nghiệp Thành phố Hồ Chí Minh. Đại học Công nghiệp Thành phố Hồ Chí Minh is an application-oriented and practice-oriented university directly under the Ministry of Industry and Trade, specializing in industrial economics training and industrial engineering. Besides focusing on improving the professional quality of staff lecturers or investing in the best equipment for teaching, learning, and scientific research, the university also cares about providing educational services and high-quality training services for thousands of students from all over the country. Thanks to the close relationship between the university and enterprises, the students always have the opportunity to practice at production, business, service establishments, especially at foreign invested companies and enterprises, to witness firsthand how new technologies are applied in production in order to practice and have the ability to work in the modern environment. Đại học Đà Nẵng is located in the center of Da Nang City, a dynamic, developing city of the Central Highlands region, among the world's cultural heritages such as Hội An Ancient Town, Mỹ Sơn Temple Complex, Huế Ancient Capital, and Phong Nha Kẻ Bàng area. So, Đại học Đà Nẵng is placed in a geostrategic position of the East-West economic corridor. Đại học Đà Nẵng is a national key regional university, multi-level, multi-field, multidisciplinary, including 6 members universities such as University of Science and Technology, University of Economics, University of Education, University of Foreign Languages, University of Technical Education, and Vietnam Career University of Information and Communication Technology. This is also a center for cooperation in research and application development of national and international stature. Next one, let's talk about Trường Đại học Bách khoa Hà Nội. Of course, it's in Hanoi. Trường Đại học Bách khoa Hà Nội, Hanoi University of Science and Technology, one of 13 members of the Association of Leading Technical Universities in Asia. Đại học Bách khoa Hà Nội currently has nearly 60 student clubs under the Youth Union and Student Union, affiliated faculties and institutes, of which there are more than 40 active academic clubs such as Chinese, chemistry, etc. Olympic competitions and job fairs are held regularly with the participation of the large number of students from Đại học Bách khoa Hà Nội. Every year, Đại học Bách khoa Hà Nội provides the country with thousands of engineers who are currently working for big incorporations such as FPT, Viettel or Nokia. They are like huge companies in Vietnam. Now, let's talk about Đại học Huế. The opening of Huế University Institute is an important milestone marking the new development of Vietnam's higher education. This is the first university training institution in the central region of Vietnam to be opened, and also one of the universities that has a long tradition in our country. In 2017, Đại học Huế, the university system Huế University, is in the group of 351 to 400 best universities in Asia. Huế University's goals is to soon become the third national university of Vietnam, and I believe that there are potential to do that. Next one, let's talk about trường Đại học Kinh tế Thành phố Hồ Chí Minh. Đại học Kinh tế Thành phố Hồ Chí Minh University of Economics, Ho Chi Minh City, is a university specializing in economics in Vietnam, located in the group of national key universities. It is a pillar of Vietnam's higher education system and also a research center for economic and management policies for the government. In addition, the University of Economics, Ho Chi Minh City, is also rated as one of the top 1,000 universities of economics and business in the world. Students can also apply for a high-quality full-time bachelor program, either Vietnamese or English. Not only that, Bachelor of Talents completely in English, or international links to improve the quality of education. The school has the largest number of learners of all levels and training systems, from bachelor to master, doctorate, which is considered the largest in the country, with the annual number of more than 30,000 students and trainees. Last one, let's talk about trường Đại học Mỏ Địa chất in Hanoi, okay? Trường Đại học Mỏ Địa chất Hanoi University of Mining and Geology is the leading university in Vietnam, belonging to the group of 95 leading universities in Southeast Asia. Trường Đại học Mỏ Địa chất, established in 1966, is the multidisciplinary application-oriented university, training scientific and technical staff at undergraduate and postgraduate levels in the fields of oil and gas, construction, information technology, mining of mineral resources, or environmental protections. There are 3 campuses in Hanoi, Quảng Ninh, and Vũng Tàu. Through international cooperation, the university has sent many staff and students abroad to study, research, or exchange. They have also built dozens of international projects on training or equipment and scientific research to contribute to the improvements of the school's facility. That's it for today. A lot of information, right? I know. And we didn't really learn a lot of vocabulary or Vietnamese language in this video, but it's about information. And I hope that by the way that I explained the information to you, you have some overall ideas about Vietnamese education. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe the channel, and visit VietnamesePod101.com for more lessons, more flashcards, more videos, and games and vocabulary lists. And I'll see you in the next one. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn. Hi guys, it's Linh. Welcome back to VietnamesePod101.com, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Vietnamese. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the top 10 companies in Vietnam. Not only are they biggest, but also their revenue is incredible. So let's find out what they are and why they're so big. The first one, let's talk about Samsung Vietnam. Since its inception, Samsung has launched thousands of different types of electronic products such as smartphones, electronic devices, laptops, or computers. The diversity in terms of types, models to functions and utilities has helped the business receive a lot of support from consumers. The total revenue in 2020 of 4 Samsung factories in Vietnam is estimated at $67 billion. Among the 4 factories, Samsung Electronics Vietnam Thái Nguyên achieved the highest revenue, reaching $24 billion. It is 50% decreased compared to last year due to COVID, but two factories, Samsung Electronics Vietnam and Samsung Display Vietnam, closely follow each other in terms of revenue, which are $16.9 billion and $16.3 billion respectively. Samsung Electronics Ho Chi Minh City CE Complex also recorded revenue of $5.3 billion. Now, next one, let's talk about Tổng Công ty Điện lực miền Nam. The second in the list of companies with the largest revenue in Vietnam in 2020 is the Southern Power Corporation, Tổng Công ty Điện lực miền Nam. This is under the Vietnam Electricity Corporation with revenue of $5.7 billion. In 2020, Electricity of Vietnam EVN has made many achievements. In Vietnamese, we say thành tựu. Achievements in business activities, constantly applying technologies and improving utilities for customers. But currently, Vietnam's electricity industry is approaching the world's advanced levels of science, technology, and management science. We say khoa học này, công nghệ này, and khoa học quản lý, in which gas turbine technology, which is an advanced power generation technology, is applied. Transmission line construction and 500 kV station, building a high-tech coal-fired power plant, meeting environmental protections requirements, etc. Next one, let's talk about LG Electronics Vietnam Hải Phòng, công ty trách nhiệm hữu hạn LG Electronics Vietnam Hải Phòng. LG Electronics is a leading global technology innovation company specializing in the manufacture of consumer electronics, mobile communications, and home appliances with more than 84,000 employees working in 112 industries. In particular, LG Electronics will focus on achieving profitable and sustainable growth in the mobile, media, and home entertainment industries to strengthen its leadership position in the IT industry while expanding its market share in the areas of home appliances, air conditioning, and business solutions. The next one, let's talk about Vingroup, Tập đoàn Vingroup. In the spirit of sustainable and professional development, Vingroup has focused on developing an ecosystem of 6 core areas, which are real estate, such as Vinhomes, Vincom Office. The second one is retail, such as Vincom, Vinmart, Vinfashion, Vinds, Vinpro. The third one is resort tourism and entertainment, such as Vinpearl and Vinpearland. The fifth one is medical with Vinmec brand. And the last one is education with Vinschool brand and agriculture with Vineco brand. Vingroup's consolidated revenue in 2020 reached approximately 4.8 billion, which is 15% lower from the previous years. The main reason for this is that retail sales, we say doanh thu mảng bán lẻ, were not recorded due to the COVID-19 epidemic. In 2019, this segment contributed $1.3 billion. So in Vietnamese, we can say mảng này đóng góp 1,3 tỷ đô. Mảng này đóng góp 1,3 tỷ đô. Now let's talk about công ty cổ phần tập đoàn đá quý Doji. Doji is one of the largest private corporations in Vietnam, operating mainly in the field of gold, silver, and precious stones. Doji's revenue has continuously increased over the years. In 2019, Doji's revenue increased 8 times compared to 2009, 2.3 times compared to 2015, and nearly doubled compared to the previous 2 years, which is 2017. Although the COVID-19 pandemic severely affected the gold jewelry market, in the first 9 months of 2020, the company's revenue still reached 2.9 billion. As of the end of 2020, Doji's revenue reached $4.3 billion, which is 13% higher compared to 2019. Viettel's most prominent product is the Viettel mobile network. Viettel Telecom is currently the operator holding the largest market share in the Vietnamese telecommunications service market. In Vietnamese, we say thị trường dịch vụ viễn thông Việt Nam. Thị trường dịch vụ viễn thông Việt Nam. According to data from the financial report, báo cáo tài chính, Viettel's revenue in 2020 reached $4.1 billion, which is 2% lower compared to 2019. But in Vietnam, Viettel is still the largest fixed broadband service provider with 41.8% market share, which is thị phần. Viettel's mobile services also maintain the leading position with 54.2% market share, of which data subscription market share is 57%. Viettel is also the first operator to provide 5G network testing services in Vietnam. That's why they're big. The next one, let's talk about Tổng công ty trách nhiệm hữu hạn công nghiệp khoáng sản quốc gia Việt Nam. Vietnam Coal and Mineral Industries Group is a national industrial corporation of Vietnam with the main field of mining coal and Vietnamese minerals. By the end of 2020, the revenue of Vietnam's Coal Mineral Industry Corporation reached around $4.1 billion, which is 8% lower compared to 2019. But the company said that by 2020, raw coal production would reach 38.5 million tons, which equals to 100% of the plan. Coal consumption reached 42 million tons and also produced 80,000 tons of explosives of all kinds, which equals 160% of the plan, supplying 122,000 tons of explosives and equaling 108% of the plan. Now let's talk about công ty cổ phần đầu tư Thế giới di động. Mobile World Investment Joint Stock Company is the #1 retailer in Vietnam in terms of revenue and profit, with a network of more than 2,200 stores nationwide. MWG operates retail chains such as Thế giới di động, Điện máy xanh, Bách hóa xanh. In addition, MWG also expands to foreign markets with the retail chain of mobile devices, Big Phone in Cambodia. So Mobile World recorded $3.8 billion in revenue in 2020, which is 4% lower compared to 2019. But in the last 6 months of 2020, they focused on expanding their store network and continuously testing new models, strengthening their purchasing team and investing in logistics systems and operating support platforms. The ninth one, let's talk about FPT Telecom. FPT Telecom is no longer a strange name in the field of telecommunications and internet. Starting from an online service center with the first intranet product of Vietnam called Wisdom of Vietnam, trí tuệ Việt Nam. Currently, the group has become the leading provider of telecommunications and internet services in the country and surrounding areas. With the pioneering mission of bringing the internet, bringing connection to Vietnamese people, and the great desire for every Vietnamese family to use at least one service of the company, FPT Telecom is making efforts to implement the strategy, bringing to a great experience for customers on the basis of promoting the core cultural value of customer-centric and the foundation of FPT technology power, thereby pioneering to become a digital service provider with outstanding customer experience, the best in Vietnam. The last one, let's talk about công ty trách nhiệm hữu hạn lọc hóa dầu Nghi Sơn. Nghi Sơn Refining and Petrochemical Company Limited was established in April 2008, with shareholders being Vietnam Oil and Gas Group, Kuwait Oil Europe BV, Idemitsu Kosan Company Limited, and Mitsui Chemicals as a sponsor. So according to our data in 2020, Nghi Sơn achieved a revenue of $3.2 billion, but they're still the biggest corporation in Vietnam in producing and selling oil. That's it for today. A lot of information, right? Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe the channel, and visit the website VietnamesePod101.com to get access to your free lifetime account right now and get your real lessons by real teachers. See you in the next one. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn. Christmas is surprisingly not one of the biggest holidays in Vietnam because not all of us are Christians. In this video today, I'm going to share with you the 10 biggest holidays in Vietnam. I'm gonna also share with you some of the most common food or like traditions or some other habits of Vietnamese people in these days, okay? Hello everyone, my name is Linh. Welcome back to VietnamesePod101.com, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Vietnamese. Let's get started. Number one, of course, the biggest one, which is Tết Nguyên Đán. Tết Nguyên Đán. Tết Nguyên Đán. This is like the biggest holidays of Vietnamese people. It's like New Year in your countries. So basically, Tết Nguyên Đán will be from the 23rd December in lunar calendar until like the 4th or the 5th of January, which is basically like a very long holiday. So we will have like around 1 to 2 weeks off. We don't have to work, we don't have to do anything, we just stay home, have good food, send wishes to everyone. We have a lot of traditions during these days in Tết Nguyên Đán. Basically, this is like the most important holidays of Vietnamese people. Tết Nguyên Đán. During Tết Nguyên Đán, we will eat a lot of good food. You can have good food everywhere you go. For example, like thịt gà, miến, măng, thịt kho đông, bánh chưng, mứt Tết, etc. So these are some of the very common food during Tết holiday. If you happen to visit Vietnam around January or February, you will definitely enjoy Tết holiday ambience around Vietnam. But make sure that you have some food ready at home because it's not very easy to find food on the streets. Everything is closed. I have seen a lot of foreigners panicking during that holiday because it's their first time traveling to Vietnam. So just in case. The second one after that holiday is Tết Hàn Thực. Tết Hàn Thực. Tết Hàn Thực. Hàn Thực means to eat cold food in Vietnamese traditional language. Hàn means cold. Thực means to eat. So basically on this day we will eat bánh trôi, bánh chay. Bánh trôi, bánh chay. So it's kind of rice cakes, floating rice cake, and it's very popular in Vietnam. Everywhere people will sell it and people will eat it, and we will put it on the altar and pray for like peace and other things. Aside from Tết Hàn Thực, you can also say Ngày bánh trôi bánh chay. Ngày bánh trôi bánh chay. Ngày bánh trôi bánh chay, and it happens on the 3rd of March in lunar calendar. Next one, Giỗ Tổ Hùng Vương. Giỗ Tổ Hùng Vương. Giỗ Tổ Hùng Vương is the Hùng King commemoration holiday. So on this day, we will have one day off. If it happens to be on Saturday or Sunday, then we will have 2 or 3 days off accordingly. So this is the day to show appreciation or to remember Hùng Kings because he protected the country in the past. And also, this is a very, very big holiday in Đền Hùng. Đền Hùng. Vietnamese people usually go to Đền Hùng in Phú Thọ to pray or to travel. Quốc tế phụ nữ. Quốc tế phụ nữ. Quốc tế phụ nữ. It's a very popular holiday in Vietnam because it's a chance for women to ask for gifts from their partner or boyfriend or husband. And also this is a day to show appreciation to women who sacrifice a lot for the family and other things as well. Giải phóng miền Nam and quốc tế lao động. Giải phóng miền Nam. Giải phóng miền Nam is on 30th of April and quốc tế lao động. Quốc tế lao động. Quốc tế lao động is on 1st May because the 2 days are closed, so usually we'll have a very long holidays for like at least 2 days. If it happens on weekend, we're gonna have like maybe 2 or 3 more days off, depends on the calendar at the moment. Giải phóng miền Nam is when the South of Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City got independence, and quốc tế lao động is like the Labor Day where we celebrate all the workers in Vietnam in the past because that is like one of the historical events. Now it's a holiday for children, which is International Children's Day. Quốc tế thiếu nhi. Quốc tế thiếu nhi. Quốc tế thiếu nhi happens on 1st June. On this day, children still have to go to school if it's not on weekend, but they will receive a lot of gifts from parents or like adults, and also they get to eat like whatever they want. They get to go hang out with whoever they want, and they get to request something because it's Children's Day, right? Also, on this day, all the families will go out for eating or for hanging out, so like the streets are packed. So that's why they said that Children's Day, but adults hang out even more. Rằm tháng 7. Rằm tháng 7. Rằm tháng 7. Rằm tháng 7 is a full moon day of July in lunar calendar, which is 15th of July in lunar calendar, okay? And this day is like the biggest full moon day of Vietnam because it's the chance for Vietnamese people to show appreciations to their parents. On this day, we also pray for dead people who were homeless. Probably they didn't have a family or something. And this is a chance for us to pray for peace. So basically, on this day, we'll have some fruits, some candies, some cakes, or some simple dishes. And we will pray outside of the house so that like all the dead people around the house will like have that food. That is a very important tradition of Vietnamese people. So 2 meanings in one day. Rằm tháng 7. Another holiday for children, which is Rằm Trung Thu. Rằm Trung Thu. Rằm Trung Thu, which is on 15th of August in lunar calendar, okay? So Rằm tháng 7 is in July and Rằm Trung Thu or Rằm tháng 8 is in August. On this day, if in the north, if in Hanoi, Hàng Mã streets will be very busy, very crowded and full of people because they sell all traditional things and toys. All the families will bring their kids there to hang out. On Tết Trung Thu, children will be very happy because we will organize a small party at home or either take them out for hanging out. This is also probably the biggest holiday for children in Vietnam. Quốc khánh. Quốc khánh. Quốc khánh or Tết độc lập. Tết độc lập. Tết độc lập, which is Independence Day, and this is also my birthday. I think this is the biggest historical event for Vietnamese people and for Vietnam country because on this day in 1945, Ho Chi Minh president officially announced that Vietnam became an independent country. So even though that we were fighting against a lot of strong countries, but we got our freedom, we got our independence, and now we are friends with those countries, which is amazing, right? A lot of foreigners, they can't believe that now Vietnamese people are so friendly to their enemies in the past. And this is just how we are. So Quốc Khánh is on 2nd September. Last one, Ông Công Ông Táo. Ông Công Ông Táo, 23rd December of lunar calendar, okay? And this is the beginning of Tết Nguyên Đán. So on Ông Công Ông Táo, on Tết Ông Công Ông Táo, we will pray for the legends of the kitchens of the family, so that they will protect the family, and also they will help the kitchen or the family in general always full of food or something like that. On this day, we also release some fish because we believe that the legends of kitchen will use the fish to go to the heaven and see the Ngọc Hoàng. Ngọc Hoàng, the king of sky. Ngọc Hoàng, okay? So after Ông Công Ông Táo, the last day of lunar year, which is 31st or 30th of December, is gonna be New Year's Eve, and the first day of January will be Tết holiday, Tết Nguyên Đán. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you very much for giving me this topic. I'm really happy to share with you about Vietnamese traditional culture. Let me know if you have any questions, if you want to know some more things about Vietnamese cultures. Leave a comment below, and also don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, visit the website vietnamesepod101.com for more flashcards, lessons with real teachers. Also, you will have a lot of vocabulary lists. Yeah, that's it for today. See you guys. The small eggs, quail, tranquil, what kind of egg is that? Hey guys, it's really nice to see you guys again in another video about food. I'm a foodie person, you know that, right? But today we're going to talk about street food specifically, and I'm going to introduce to you the top 10 street foods in Vietnam. They can come from the north, they can come from the south, but all of them are very popular and super cheap, so keep watching. My name is Linh, welcome back to Vietnamesepod101.com, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Vietnamese. The most common one, the most popular, and the most loved food is pho. It's very, very popular everywhere in the world. Talking about Vietnam, we have to talk about pho. So basically, pho is made of rice powder, right? It's gonna be something like noodle. So the broth is made of chicken if it's phở gà, and it's made of beef bones if it's phở bò. Also, we're gonna have some other ingredients like cinnamon, ginger, onions, green onions. What else? I can't tell you everything because it's a secret. After making the broth, we're gonna put like the broth into the noodle, the pho, and we put meat, depends on what kind of pho it is. The elegant thing here is about some drops of lemon or lime, okay? We have to put some chili sauce as well, and it's gonna be amazing. It's like a very, very special combination of all the ingredients. So I can literally eat pho every day for breakfast. And my mom is a very good cook as well. I love her pho. Next one is bánh mì. Bánh mì, you can literally find everywhere in Hanoi, in Ho Chi Minh City, everywhere, in Hội An, in Da Nang, because bánh mì is like the symbol of Vietnamese street food. They sell it everywhere. It's very common to have some pate or ruốc, thịt, xúc xích, chả, trứng. Also, we'll put some chili sauce or some other sauce like mayo or probably some cucumber as well. Even though that you can find it in America, Canada, or China, but bánh mì in Vietnam is still very special and very, very different. The flavor is very different. If you visit Vietnam, you must try bánh mì. It's just around less than $1. bánh cuốn, bánh cuốn, bánh cuốn, rolled rice cake. So basically we will have like a kind of rice powder, right? We put some water and some other ingredients. We steam it in the specific pot. After the cake is flat and cooked, we will put some ingredients such as ground pork, mushroom, and wood ear mushroom. And then we'll make a very special sauce from fish sauce and sugar, vinegar, what else? Pepper and chili. It is very good for breakfast, and if you want to have like a good meal, it can be from 30 to 40,000, which is like $2. Another one for afternoon snack, which is nem chua nướng, nem chua nướng, nem chua nướng, or nem chua rán. Nem chua rán. Nem chua nướng is grilled nem chua, and nem chua rán is fried nem chua. So nem chua is made of pork, and it's actually raw pork, but we put some rice powder and some other ingredients. Basically, nem chua is raw meat, but after some time it will be cooked, and we can fry it or grill it. No matter where you cook, it's gonna be very nice and good for afternoon snack. So nem chua nướng and nem chua rán is from Hanoi, and it's very popular around the church area, which is in Hoàn Kiếm district, and is where the dish come from, I guess. Nowadays, it's also sold in the south and other cities as well, and it's very common for all young people. One nem chua costs around 6,000 dong, which is less than $1. So it's like, let me see, 60,000 is gonna be $4, and you can buy like 10 nem chua, something like that, okay? Chế chốt, chế chốt, chế chốt, chờ, okay? Chế chốt. Chế chốt is from the south. I don't know where it's from, okay? But when I was in Saigon, my friend showed me and I was addicted. I could literally eat every day. One box of chế chốt has a little bit young mango. It's not very sweet. Also chế, which is the main ingredient. It's gonna be some vegetables. It's gonna be peppers, super spicy peppers, and ground peppers. What else? Eggs. Yeah, the small eggs. Quail, trunk quail, what kind of egg is that? Trứng chim cút, trứng chim cút, trứng chim cút, okay? So we have xoài, chế, tiêu, ớt, trứng chim cút, đường, mì chính. Yeah, I think those are some main ingredients, and everything is mixed together. The flavor is super amazing. It's sour, it's spicy, it's so delicious. I couldn't stop eating. The day that I can go back to Saigon, the first thing that I'm gonna eat is chế chốt. One box of chế chốt is gonna be $2, 50,000 dong, which is super affordable. Next one, chân gà nướng and cánh gà nướng. Chân gà nướng, cánh gà nướng. I don't know exactly the streets that sold chân gà nướng first, but I knew chân gà nướng from my uncle's family's shop. It was one of the street food shops on the street in the old quarters. Basically, we grilled chicken feet and chicken wings. The good thing about chân gà nướng and cánh gà nướng is the sauce. The sauce that we marinated, which is from oyster sauce, dầu hào, oil, dầu ăn, and honey, mật ong. Maybe some other ingredients such as mì chính or đường or something like that. But it's grilled on coal, so it's very, very crispy outside, but very soft and tender and juicy inside. So this is like one of my favorite street foods in Vietnam, and my uncle family is very famous for it. You have to try. One stick of chicken feet like that, it has like 2 foot. I don't remember the price, but it will cost you around $4 or $5 per person to get full. The next street food that is very popular in the south of Vietnam, which is ốc. Ốc is snail, and there are like plenty kinds of snails in Ho Chi Minh City because it's very close to Phú Quốc, Nha Trang, Vũng Tàu. In Saigon, ốc is the symbol of Vietnamese street food, Saigon street food, and you can easily find everywhere. A small plate like this is only around 30,000 to 40,000, which is less than $2. There are different kinds of snails, different kinds of ways to cook them, and also different flavors. Ốc hương trứng muối or mực chiên sa tế, hàu nướng phô mai, hàu nướng mỡ hành, ốc len xào dừa, ốc mỡ xào me. I don't know, I think it takes a day to list all of them, but you have to try, trust me, it's super delicious. But for those who visit Asian for the first time, probably you will have to take it slow a little bit because probably your stomach is not used to street food and you might have stomachache. Depends on the person. If you come to Asian for the first time, just be careful and take it slow. Next one is phá lấu. Phá lấu. Phá lấu. Phá lấu is very popular in the south of Vietnam and it's made of beef. It's kind of similar to bò sốt vang in the north, which is also one of the street foods. We eat phá lấu with bread. We can eat it with bún as well. And one bowl of phá lấu is only around 30-40,000, which is less than $2. And you can easily find around schools areas or areas that have companies. Bánh tráng nướng. Bánh tráng nướng. Bánh tráng nướng is very popular in Đà Lạt. I think it's where it comes from. You have to go to Đà Lạt to try bánh tráng nướng because the climate there is very cool and dry. So you feel hungry all the time, and while walking on the streets, you can easily find different shops selling bánh tráng nướng. Basically like a kind of rice cake. They put it on coal and they put some sausage, some eggs, some onions, some other ingredients such as like pate này, bánh tráng này, hành này. What else? Xúc xích, trứng, thịt bò khô, and other things. Butter as well, bơ. Everything is on the rice cake, and once it's grilled, it's very crispy. And the flavor is very nice. It's like pizza, but like thinner and more ingredients. A lot of foreigners on TikTok, they call it bánh tráng nướng Vietnamese pizza. So you have to try, okay? Each one is only like less than $1. Last one, no. No. No is from the north, and gỏi. Gỏi is from the south. Like southern people say gỏi and northern people say no. So it's basically papaya salad, which is similar to the papaya salad of Thailand, but the flavor is less spicy and less sour than Thailand. We call no đu đủ or gỏi đu đủ, okay? So we have đu đủ, we have thịt bò khô, sốt. Sốt is from giấm, đường, mì chính, nước thịt. Also we have rau sống, vegetables. Everything is mixed together. It's very light. It's a street food, but it's also good for appetizer. No or gỏi. That's it for today. 10 street foods in Vietnam. Why we call street foods is because you can easily find everywhere on the streets. It doesn't have to be fancy restaurant, but basically you can see on the pavements. The way they show the food on the plate is very simple, but the most important thing is the flavor. And I have to say that Vietnamese street food is one of the best I have ever tried. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. Don't forget to like it here, subscribe it here, and visit VietnamesePod101.com to get access to your free lifetime account right now and get your real lessons by real teachers. See you in the next one. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is, can busy people actually learn a language? You yourself probably have an answer to this question, right? But whether you can or can't actually has a bit more to do with your mindset than anything else. And in this guide, you'll discover 1. Is it possible for busy people to learn a language and the mindset needed? 2. Mental bandwidth, the one thing that can make or break your language goals. And 3. 5 mindset tricks to make time for language. But first, if you're looking for new free language resources and downloads, here are this month's new lessons and resources. Be sure to download these now before we take them down in a few days. First, the Talking Online PDF cheat sheet. Learn the must-know internet slang and all the internet-related vocab and phrases in your target language with this PDF cheat sheet. And second, the 40 words and phrases for ordering food writing workbook. With this free resource, you'll pick up must-know words and phrases for the restaurant and practice writing them out as well. To get your free resources, click the link in the description below right now. They're yours to keep forever. Can busy people actually learn a language? Part 1. Is it possible for busy people to learn a language and the mindset needed? So, can busy people actually learn a language? What do you think? Leave us a comment and let us know. As much as we want to say yes, it's more of a yes or no depending on the person. Why yes? Yes, because many of our members are busy and are learning with our system. And some of you who are watching also fall into this camp. But it also depends on the person because it's more of a mindset thing. Either you think you have time or you don't. For example, many of our members fall into the group of can learn and can find the time, even if they're busy. If you're busy and still want to learn, if you look around, you can always find 5 or 10 minutes a day, like on a commute. Now, if your mindset is the opposite, if you think you can't learn a language or you don't have time, you won't even try, even if you had a resource that was proven to work. Part 2. Mental bandwidth, the one thing that can make or break your language goals. And if you think about it, if you had all the time in the world but felt like you couldn't learn a language, you wouldn't try either. Again, this is why it comes down to the mindset and why it all depends on each individual person. Either you think you can or you think you can't. But it may not always be this black and white either. It can also depend on your mental bandwidth too. Think back to your school days, those few days before exams. It got really busy and you had to stop everything to study, right? You were probably thinking, if I can just get through studying this week and take the test, then next week I can finally start relaxing and doing other things. And if someone asked you if you wanted to hang out, you would say no, because you're busy. But chances are you still managed to spend at least 30 minutes on YouTube or social media. Meaning you did have some time, even if you were busy. But the test was occupying your mind and taking up all that bandwidth. So it's also possible that we just don't have the mental bandwidth because we're overwhelmed. And this is a genuine reason for not being able to learn when you're busy. Don't worry, in the next part, we'll show you how to get some bandwidth so that you don't feel overwhelmed. Part 3. 5 mindset tricks to make time for language. So if you've gotten this far, you understand that it is possible to start learning a language, even if you're busy, that you can find the time, but it mostly comes down to your mindset. So how can you develop the mindset? So when you're too busy, it feels like you're overwhelmed and like you don't have control of your time. Well, there are a few things you can do to gain some control of your time, have some breathing room, and learn a bit of language. First, always set small, measurable goals. This is something that we talk a lot about here. For example, learn for 10, 15, or 20 minutes every day. Learn 100 words in 1 month, which means learning 3 to 4 words a day. And the mindset behind this is just being realistic with your goals and what you can do. Because if you're busy, you may not have 1 or 2 hours. And this is a strict rule, especially when starting out with new goals and languages. Always stick to small, measurable goals. Second, lowering your goals and expectations is okay when things get super busy. If you couldn't learn all 100 words for the month and only got up to 40 or 60, that's okay. If you tried learning on Monday and Tuesday but skipped Wednesday and Thursday, that's okay. Sometimes you have to shift priorities, and prioritizing things is a secret to a successful life. You may not get to the goal you wanted to achieve today, but you can get to it next week. Third, it's okay to put language on pause if life gets in the way. Just like with that last point, you can always come back and reach your goal a little later. We often see learners put language on pause, come back later. Some even come back years later. But the key is to come back. Fourth, avoid the all-or-nothing mindset at all costs. And an all-or-nothing mindset is something you'll see in beginners and perfectionists. When you have this mindset, you'll say, language learning requires hours, so there's no point in learning for a few minutes today. But something is better than nothing, and even 5 to 10 minutes of review adds up in the grand scheme. And in the grand scheme, it's more important to be consistent, even if it's just for a minute a day, rather than study for hours once a week. The brain just doesn't work that way. Fifth, do you have a slowdown or relaxing routine that you do on the weekends or whenever you have free time? And if you didn't do it, you'd feel overwhelmed? Leave us a comment and let us know what it is. For some, it could be reading, watching TV, or going to a cafe and doing nothing for a bit. You're there on your own, you don't have much to do in front of you, even if it's just 10 or 15 minutes. And if you're settled, you start feeling in control. And that's the point you have some mental bandwidth. You can start doing some time management and plan your week out. You can put in a few minutes of language learning. But if you don't slow down and if you feel overwhelmed, you could have the easiest possible way to learn a language, and you still wouldn't do it. So, back to you. If you were busy, do you think you'd be able to learn a language? Leave us a comment. So, thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Do you record yourself speaking your target language? If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. See you next time. Bye! Want to learn more words? There's an easy way to boost your vocabulary and speak more of your target language, and it doesn't involve memorization. In fact, all you need to do is press play and listen along as often as possible and get used to the language. What does this mean exactly? Stick around. How to get used to words so you can learn fast and skip the hard work. In this guide, you'll discover 1. How to get used to the language and learn without hard work. 2. Why listening along and increasing your exposure will boost your vocabulary. And 3. How extensive reading can help you learn words faster. But first, if you don't yet have access to our language learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. If you're learning any language, you've probably felt frustrated over the number of words, conjugations, variations, and exceptions that you need to know. And sure, you need to know them, but that doesn't mean you have to study and sweat over them. There is an easier way to learn, and it's simply to get used to the language. And getting used to it just means you hear a word enough times to the point that you just know it naturally. Just like you got used to riding a bike or using a brand new keyboard or smartphone. Eventually, it got easier. And this can work with the hardest words and grammar rules too. You get used to them over time and suddenly it's easy for you. So, how exactly can you get used to the language and boost your vocabulary? When you join, you automatically get a laid-out step-by-step pathway of lessons to follow. Just press play on a lesson, listen to a conversation in the target language. You hear it again with the translations. Then our teachers explain every word and phrase and grammar rule, and then you hear it one last time. And this is how you start getting used to all the words. You're exposed to it 3 times, which is enough to get the words settled into your brain. And then, when you move on to Lesson 2, Lesson 3, and so on, you'll encounter these words and phrases again, which is more exposure. So as long as you're taking the lessons and listening to the dialogues, you're getting used to the language over time. You can also re-listen to old lessons if you want, but if you don't, the dialogue tracks give you just the conversation of the lessons, no translations, so that you can review the conversations without retaking lessons and immerse yourself in the language. And you can re-listen to the conversations as much as you want to get used to all the words inside. Kind of like listening to a song until all the words are stuck in your brain. If you just want to listen to words on repeat and get used to them that way, then use our vocabulary slideshow tool, which you can find on every lesson and vocabulary list. Just press play and listen to the words on repeat until they're all stuck in your head. The slideshow plays the audio while showing you the words on the screen so that you can listen and read along. Another proven way to get used to a language and boost your vocabulary is to just read more. Like listening, reading is another form of input or exposure. But what makes extensive reading so special is extensive reading is a strategy where you read as much as possible without stopping over unknown words and continuing on. It's quantity over quality. So you're not given hard material that you'll struggle over, but stories that you'll mostly understand. In fact, our Absolute Beginner extensive reading books are simple 1 or 2 words per page books, kind of like kids' books. So look for our extensive reading pathway inside the lesson library and follow the lessons one by one. Extensive reading books are available for Absolute Beginner, Beginner, and Intermediate levels. So, if you want to get access to these learning tools and our learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. Remember, here's what you can do to learn all of these words by heart. Drill these words with our spaced repetition flashcards, which will help cement these words into your long-term memory. Save them to the word bank, your personal vocabulary collection, where you can print out your own study sheets, or review the words with our looped vocabulary slideshow, and play it until you know all of the words. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to get these lessons and study tools. Are you brand new to the language? If you are, have you learned the alphabet yet? Because if not, if you don't do it now, you'll only struggle with learning language. How to learn the alphabet in 1 hour or less. Free printable worksheets. And that's why today you'll discover 1. The fastest, easiest, and most obvious way to learn the alphabet. 2. How to get our alphabet workbook for free if you follow these steps. And 3. How you can use this to learn the alphabet in 1 hour or less. But first, if you don't yet have access to our language learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. So, what's the best way to learn the alphabet? Is it a fancy app? Is it a giant collection of flashcards you'll need to memorize? Nope. The best way is to simply practice writing the letters out. Sounds obvious, but in this digital age, writing things out isn't the first thing most people think of. But because you're writing things out and engaging multiple senses, you'll remember everything better than just swiping around on an app and only looking at the letters. And that's where our special Alphabet PDF workbook comes in. And you can get it for free if you follow these steps. Don't worry, this takes less than a minute. 1. Click the link in the description. 2. Sign up for a free lifetime account. 3. Once you have your account, come back to the link above, or just click the link in the description and the PDF workbook will be unlocked. And 4. Download and print out the workbook. That's it. And once you have the workbook, you can learn the alphabet in 1 hour or less, like many of our learners. Just write the characters in the provided spaces. Again, by physically writing things out, you learn faster because you're engaging more senses. And you can also print several copies of the same workbook for extra practice. Once you're done, be sure to immediately move on to reading and writing. This will help cement the alphabet into your brain. And don't worry if you struggle remembering 1 or 2 letters. The rest comes from reading and writing practice. If you want to jump into reading, check our extensive reading books inside the lesson library. The Absolute Beginner books are simple 1 or 2 words per page books that will get you going. If you want to practice writing, make sure you're signed up to our email list. We email out writing workbooks and cheat sheets every week. So, if you want to get access to these learning tools and our learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. Remember, here's what you can do to learn all of these words by heart. Drill these words with our spaced repetition flashcards, which will help cement these words into your long-term memory. Save them to the word bank, your personal vocabulary collection, where you can print out your own study sheets, or review the words with our looped vocabulary slideshow, and play it until you know all of the words. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to get these lessons and study tools. Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.